If you marry a rich man, your life will be controlled by him. It's not worth the Chanel bags. It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacation. If I were to give you any kind of advice,
avoid getting married.
Make your own money. Do your own thing with your life. Yes, I am engaged. I'm staying at the Ritz in Paris.
I went on a shopping spree in Paris.
Shopping in Paris?
Perfect.
Have you ever been in love?
Hello?
What's up?
What did I tell y'all episode before last? People will advocate for things or lifestyles or movements so they don't feel alone in their personal situations. They'll put on a brave face for the internet telling you they're empowered, they're happy, they're so certain with their extreme life decisions and choices while criticizing everything that they want to be. Now, I don't know who this lady is. I just heard of her last week. This situation was originally a big nothing burger to me. Oh, a content creator lying? There was a fork found in the kitchen today at approximately 9:07 a.m. more tonight at 5. But as I was doing my research into who this lady was and, what's the big whoop about her getting married, I found something in that nothing burger. There's a hair in this nothing burger, and I want to speak to the manager. But as I was saying, people are really funny. They're really fickle in the sense that they go really hard against the things that they want to have, and they secretly believe that they are not capable of having. They'll go super, super hard to convince themselves that they don't want it. And they'll also try to convince other people to devalue that thing in hopes of that thing, in this case, marriage, not being valued anymore. Does that make sense? Because I know women, I've been around plenty of women. Women like to fake the funk. Like, we know that. And I'm going to speak about this situation from multiple different angles. So calm down. I know everybody feels so strongly and so angry about this lady, but I have some strong opinions as well. So let's get into it.
Don't get married. Do not have children. Unfortunately, that is the reality that we live in. Do not get married. Love of God. Don't fucking get married. Make your own money. Have your own career. Have your own resources. Have your own community. Do not get married. Do not have children.
Okay, upon first glance, I knew this was cope. When I saw the first video of her saying, never, never, never get married, and then she pops up saying, I'm engaged, I immediately knew this is cope. People cope like this, all right? When you believe you'll never have something, or you believe that you are unworthy of something that you actually really desire and want deep down in your heart, in this case, marriage, doesn't surprise me that she went on this rah-rah tirade about never getting married and encouraging other people and women to never get married. Now look, I know a person can grow. I know that. I know a person has the right to change their minds whenever they want. Okay, I ponder things every day. I question myself all the time about what I really want in life. But as I was getting some context and gathering some knowledge about her from the videos she's posted, she's essentially built her entire following and her entire platform off of this. I thought it was maybe one or two videos, but I'm seeing video after video after video. Oh, rich men are corny. Oh, what else? Oh, no, I will never be a wife. Women are subjugated to men. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I never wanted to be married, and I knew that was never going to be me. And then they start nevering like never before. Okay. But here's what people don't want to admit. There is responsibility in having influence. There is responsibility in having a platform, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. We can say everybody needs to stop being parasocial and taking what a content creator says at face value. And yes, you can't decide whether people follow you or not. You can be just an individual in this matter, but you are encouraging women to follow your ideology and follow your example. Now, it's on them as to whether they take your example, which would be a fucking fool. But you are positioning yourself in this position of authority to give advice on that matter. And here's the thing about advice content. People rarely follow their own advice. They will say whatever it takes to build a platform because I consider myself a balanced, nuanced person, but balanced perspectives don't go viral. All right. It's a performance. The world here is a stage. For most people, it's all about clicks and numbers at the end of the day, and it's either you go extremely this way or extremely that way. Like I said, if you make video after video after video saying you will never do something and then start nevering like you've never done before, you've essentially betrayed the message that you were conveying to your audience. You announce you're engaged out of nowhere, which means behind the scenes you were dating, getting butterflies, Netflix and chilling, cuddling meat to back in the bed. And then later you put your phone up and start ranting about never getting married or having a relationship. Let me preface that. Y'all will be like, well, she said she would never get married and have a relationship. No, she did say she would never be in a relationship with a man. And that is one thing I hope to never do is lie to my audience. Lie or mislead y'all by advocating for something or against something I don't actually believe in. Okay, people want to talk about being parasocial. But what is the purpose of building an audience and a platform if not for connection? And I'm not talking about in the parasocial sense like, oh, you think you know me. That's not what I mean. People are looking for something to believe in, especially in today's time. Everything is fake. People are searching for something real in so many ways. And when you build an audience, you depend on these people to care about you. In a sense, I'm sure she's gotten many opportunities based on her following that she's built off the back of regular people. Those numbers are people. Those people that are following you are people. The people commenting on your videos are people. And we can't put the blame just on the people who actually believed what you said, who might have found value in your message. But at the same time, I will acknowledge we have to realize that so much of the world is one big stage. It's a performance. There's costumes, whole song and dance, right? Like you have her. I'm going to put my anti-marriage mask on today and put my lover girl mask on tonight when I see him, right? And stuff like this is why I encourage people to be an individual. Okay. My core message is be your best self, healing, growth, reflection, nuance, maturing, success, things of that nature. And we can joke. And I saw I saw someone in the comments said, I turned down 2 proposals because of you. Now, why the fuck would you do that? Okay, that's where it gets that's the boundary between being a member of the audience and being straight up parasocial and delusional. Because why would you do that? You found 2 people you've probably fell in love with or was maybe considering married, and MJ Gray's talk about, oh, you should never get married, never get married, never get married. That is what broke things off for you on 2 separate occasions, not 1 but 2. But like I said in a couple videos ago, these people will have you out here looking stupid if you follow what they say at face value. All right. Oh my gosh. And let me tell y'all something. Stop having couple goals, please. Stop seeing pretty pictures on the internet of 2 people being together and saying it's couple goals. All right. You never know what people go through behind the scenes. Y'all can't worship these static images, if that makes sense, of this moment in time. All right, the picture might look good. The video that MJ Gray is giving you might sound good, but you have to live your own life. But like I said about women faking their opinions and performing, all right, stop performing, y'all. You have nothing to prove to anybody. If you want companionship, then you want companionship. I hardly talk about relationships on here because people get so triggered when you talk about dating. My main position has always been that enrich yourself, find fulfillment in yourself first before you try to find a partner. And people just act like, oh, I can't. Self-love is enough. That's not what I said. Find fulfillment in yourself instead of expecting to find it in another person. Follow your dreams, follow your passions, live your life for you. And if or when you find someone that compliments you, honors you, respects you, values you, genuinely loves you, then by all means, mazel tov. I've never been against people getting married. If it makes sense, Don't marry no fucking bum, y'all. Let me add that in there. Y'all know I'm a material girl. Okay. When you meet someone that is of quality, a quality person, well rounded person who's found fulfillment, successful in their own right, who's dealt with their trauma and their demons and has overcome them and confronted them on their own, then by all means, I don't care. Live your life. I remember once I said, I need to be an individual within the context of my relationship, meaning that I need to have my life and my passions. I can't just be in the house cooking and chained to the stove all day. Like, I can't be bent over a bucket of mop water. I got stuff I need to do. I have my own career. And you would have swear to God, I said, matter all the men. Like, I didn't even know that was a controversial opinion, but that's how unevolved a lot of people are. But I digress from that. Like I said, women, stop performing. Stop denying the things you actually want, because you're just creating a battle within yourself and the rest of the world. Like I said, women fake. Y'all need to stop faking. I remember I was in a group chat full of girls and somehow the conversation turned to sex, right? And all of the girls, one after another, saying, "No, I don't want a man. I just want something casual." They were saying, "I just want him to just break my back and leave. I just want him to leave. I don't want him to be here. We can cuddle for a little bit, but don't stay here. I just want you to beat my doonies down and leave. It's just casual over here for me. It's just casual." And I'm saying it's like 7 other girls, and I was the only one that said, "No, I actually do want to be in a relationship before having sexual activity with somebody." And I was the only one who said, "I can't do casual sex. I actually do want a boyfriend." And wouldn't you know it, everybody started changing their minds. Everybody started admitting that they wanted a boyfriend as well. Now, you see, people put on a brave face for the world, and it's like, for what? I've always been the first person to say what I truly think and what I truly feel. And that is when I realized, yo, women really be lying to the world and themselves. And for what? For what? And also, we've all been there when you've been hurt by a non-quality man in the past, and you think that's it for you, and you're never going to have anything of quality in the future in regards to a relationship or marriage. So you just go on your whole rah niggas ain't shit. We've been there, girl. And that's probably what happened to MJ Gray. And then you meet that guy that changes your mind, and you're like, maybe there are some good guys out there. The problem here is when you put it on social media and you are a public figure in your own way. When you really don't care about something, you are so indifferent. You can state your opinion and keep it pushing, but when you just hammer, "I will never get married, I will never get married, I will never be in a relationship, I love being single, I will never have kids, I will never have a family," that is when I know there's something underneath, right? Another example. I went out with a couple people. I don't know where this came from. We were just driving in a car. It was a very quiet ride home after our night out. And this person in the back seat, he's a gay man. And he somehow just starts going on a rant about trans women. I don't know if he saw something on his phone or what, but he just had this anger from a deep place, like a growl. He was saying, "You will never be a woman, no matter how surgeries or wigs you put on or what heels you wear." Or it was a lot. It was a lot. Mind you, this is a gay man that wears wigs and makeup. Live your life. If that makes you happy, live your life. I'm all for it. You're grown. But I knew that I was like, that's indicative of something in my mind, and me and this person fell out because they had a lot of issues within themselves, obviously. A year later, wouldn't you know it, they announced they're transitioning. See how that works? Let's also keep in mind that the man that MJ Gray is engaged to is also quite wealthy. Does that play a factor? Could that have also changed her mind? Yes. There's also videos of her saying, "I will never do designer hauls. I just think designer things are so tacky. I could just thrift." And now she's posting designer hauls out the wazoo. And you want to know what? I hate when people without taste get money because they're so fucking tacky. All her shit is, I'm sorry. It's very like End of Sex in the City, and just like that, kind of tacky. It's like she's living her Carrie Bradshaw lifestyle. She's using Carrie Bradshaw audios on TikTok. So this is what she always wanted. People will talk down against things that they want, and it's perfectly fine. If you want a designer bag, that's fine, but it's because you don't believe you can have it. You devalue that designer bag, regardless of the methods in which they are manufactured, because all that stuff just came out about how there's an insane markup on designer bags and things of that nature. But you know what I'm saying. I'm a material girl too. I like a nice little understated thing. I like quiet luxury. Okay. I like bold pieces, but I don't like the fucking feathers and shit that she was putting on. And might I add, she also met this man 9 months ago. 9 months ago, and you're engaged. I'm pretty sure she just feels like she's in her fairy tale right now. You know what I mean? And she allegedly met this man 9 months ago through TikTok, which tells me you built your following to the point of the visibility in which to put you in touch with this very wealthy man. Okay. So odds are he has probably seen your I will never get married content, your I do not like relationships content. And one could interpret that as he might be playing the long game to humble you. Or in this case, it's a very short game, but that is yet to be determined. So you built your following essentially off saying never get married to elevate your visibility. And when you have a large following, you can get into different spaces. You can get different opportunities that you would not have had before as a regular person. You built your following saying never get married, never be in a relationship, only to elevate into that position to where you now have access to be engaged to a wealthy man. So as for the viability of that marriage, I don't know, but I wish her the best, I guess. But like I said, a person can change their mind. But in this case, changing her mind came with consequences. And I mean, I don't think people are completely wrong. And that made me think, what if I came on here and just lied all day to y'all? Everything y'all knew about me would have been a lie, and I wouldn't have been able to be okay with that. But that's because I take this platform with responsibility. But bitch, if y'all found out I had 7 kids in the broom closet right now, I would be afraid. But anyway, guys, the moral of the story here: do not live vicariously through other people. Forge your own path. Find your own destiny. And I know when it comes to these dating gurus and these advice people, and I guess I could fall into that category, but sometimes there are some things you will just have to figure out for yourself. There are some experiences that you will have to take for yourself if you find value from the internet, and, tips and tricks and things that worked for you. Wonderful. But you must live your life as an independent entity, because that's all who's responsible for your life at the end of the day. Just you. And everybody's looking for somebody with the answers. And a lot of times, none of us have the answers. And you have to be careful of these people with these super extreme ideologies. Now, look, I call out the bad behaviors of men. I'll call out the bad behaviors of women. But I know that people are going to get married. People are going to date. People are going to fall in love. If I had it my way, I would make everybody stop dating for a year, 2 years, require that everybody go to therapy, everybody hit the gym, everybody pray, meditate, heal their wounds and their trauma, shut down all the apps, force people to socialize, everybody read some books. And then maybe everybody will be a little bit more normal after a couple years of touching the grass. And then maybe the dating pool will have the piss removed from it. You know what I mean? That's what I would do if I were the leader of the free world. Because you never know the life these people truly live outside of a video. So that's why for me, it was like, okay, a content creator not really living the life they say they do. Oh, wow, groundbreaking. But her audience apparently felt really betrayed by that, and I can't fault them. But anyway, what do y'all think about this situation? Do you care? Do you not care? Do you feel strongly? Do you think she's wrong? Do you think the audience or the internet is overreacting? Be vividly vocal in the comments. And remember, live your own life. Find your own path. Develop your discernment, y'all. Because these internet streets, just one big stage, okay? I love you dearly, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon, okay? Bye-bye.